Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to our Bible in a Year reading plan, where we're reading from Genesis to Revelation in a year. And if you like to join us, you can find a link to the reading plan that we are using right there in the description. Just head to our website and you can download that reading plan for free. We also have some weekly reflection questions to help you guys dig a little deeper in the weekly readings. So feel free as well to grab that from the website. And again, you can find that link in the description below. So today is day 11, and we are reading from Genesis chapter 36 to 38. And today we're going to be reading from the New American Standard Bible. Okay, so let's get started. Genesis 36. Now these are the records of the generations of Esau, that is Edom. Esau took his wives from the daughters of Canaan, Ada, the daughter of Elon, the Hittite, and Oholibamah, the daughter of Anah, the granddaughter of Zibeon the Hivite, also Basemath, Ishmael's daughter, the sister of Nebaioth. Ada bore Eliphaz to Esau, and Basemath gave birth to Reuel, and Oholibamah gave birth to Jeush, Jalam, and Korah. These are the sons of Esau who were born to him in the land of Canaan. Then Esau took his wives, his sons, his daughters, and all his household, and his livestock, and all his cattle, and all his property which he had acquired in the land of Canaan, and went to another land away from his brother Jacob, for their possessions had become too great for them to live together, and the land where they resided could not support them because of their livestock. So Esau lived in the hill country of Seir. Esau is Edom. These then are the records of the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites, in the hill country of Seir. These are the names of Esau's sons: Eliphaz, the son of Esau's wife Ada, and Reuel, the son of Esau's wife Basemath. The sons of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Zephyr, Gatam, and Kenaz. Timnah was a concubine of Esau's son Eliphaz, and she bore Amalek to Eliphaz. These are the sons of Esau's wife Ada, and these are the sons of Reuel, Nahath, Zerah, Shammah, and Mizah. These are the sons of Esau's wife Basemath, and these were the sons of Esau's wife Oholibamah, the daughter of Anah, the granddaughter of Zibeon. She bore to Esau Jeush, Jalam, and Korah. These are the chiefs of the sons of Esau. The sons of Eliphaz, the firstborn of Esau, are called Teman, chief Omar, chief Zepho, chief Kenaz, chief Korah, chief Gatam, and chief Amalek. These are the chiefs descended from Eliphaz in the land of Edom. These are the sons of Ada, and these are the sons of Reuel, Esau's son, chief Nahath, chief Zerah, chief Shammah, and chief Mizah. These are the chiefs descended from Reuel in the land of Edom. These are the sons of Esau's wife Basemath, and these are the sons of Esau's wife Oholibamah, and chief Jeush, chief Jalam, and chief Korah. These are the chiefs descended from Esau's wife Oholibamah, the daughter of Anah. These are the sons of Esau, that is Edom, and these are their chiefs. These are the sons of Seir the Horite, the inhabitants of the land: Lotan, Shobal, Zibeon, Anah, Dishon, Kezer, and Dishan. These are the chiefs descended from the Horites, the sons of Seir, in the land of Edom. And the sons of Lotan were Hori and Heman, and Lotan's sister was Timnah. And these are the sons of Shobal: Alvan, Manahath, Ebal, Shepo, and Onan. And these are the sons of Zibeon: Anah. He is the Anah who found the hot springs in the wilderness when he was pasturing the donkeys of his father Zibeon. And these are the children of Anah: Dishan, Oholibamah, the daughter of Anah. And these are the sons of Dishan: Hemdan, Eshban, Ithran, Sharam. These are the sons of Ezer: Bilhan, Zavan, and Achan. These are the sons of Dishan: Uz and Aaron. These are the chiefs, descended from the Horites: Chief Lotan, Chief Shobal, Chief Zibeon, Chief Anah, Chief Dishan, Chief Ezer, and Chief Dishan. These are the chiefs, descended from the Horites, according to their various chiefs in the land of Seir. Now these are the kings who reigned in the land of Edom before any king reigned over the sons of Israel. Bela, the sons of Beor, reigned in Edom, and the name of his city was Dinhaba. Then Bela died, and Jobab, the son of Zerah of Bozrah, became king in his place. Then Jobab died, and Hushan of the land of the Temanites became king in his place. Then Hushan died, and Hadad, the son of Bedad, who defeated Midian in the field of Moab, became king in his place. And the name of the city was Avith. Then Hadad died, and Samlah of Masrekah became king in his place. Then Samlah died, and Shaul of Rehoboth on the Euphrates River became king in his place. Then Shaul died, and Baal-Hanan son of Achbor became king in his place. Then Baal-Hanan the son of Achbor died, and Hadar became king in his place. And the name of his city was Pau, and his wife's name was Mehetabel, the daughter of Matred, daughter of Mezahad. Now these are the names of the chiefs descended from Esau, according to their families and their localities, by their names: Chief Timnah, Chief Alva, Chief Jethel, Chief Oholibamah, Chief Elah, Chief Pinon, Chief Kenaz, Chief Teman, Chief Mizar, Chief Magdiel, and Chief Iran. These are the chiefs of Edom, that is Esau, the father of the Edomites, according to their settlements in the land of their possession. Chapter 37. Now Jacob lived in the land where his father had lived as a stranger in the land of Canaan. These are the records of the generations of Jacob. Joseph, when he was 17 years of age, was pasturing the flock with his brothers while he was still a youth, along with the sons of Bilhah, the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives. And Joseph brought back a bad report about them to their father. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his other sons, because he was a son of his old age, and he made him a multicolored tunic. And his brothers saw that their father loved him more than all his brothers, and so they hated him, and could not speak to him on friendly terms. Then Joseph had a dream, and when he told it to his brothers, they hated him even more. He said to them, "Please, listen to this dream which I have had. For behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and behold, my sheaves stood up, and also remained standing, and behold, your sheaves gathered around and bowed down to my sheaf." Then his brothers said to him, "Are you actually going to reign over us? Or are you really going to rule over us?" So they hated him even more for his dreams and for his words. Then he had yet another dream, and informed his brothers of it, and said, "Behold, I have had yet another dream, and behold, the sun and the moon and 11 stars were bowing down to me." He also told it to his father as well as to his brothers, and to his father rebuked him and said to him, "What is this dream that you have had? Am I and your mother and your brothers actually going to come to bow down to the ground before you?" And his brothers were jealous of him, but his father kept the matter in his mind. Then his brothers went to pasture their father's flock in Shechem. And Israel said to Joseph, "Are your brothers not pasturing the flock in Shechem? Come, and I will send you to them." And he said to him, "I will go." Then he said to him, "Go now and see about the welfare of your brothers, and the welfare of the flock, and bring word back to me." So he sent him from the valley of Hebron, and he came to Shechem. A man found him, and behold, he was wandering in the field, and the man asked him, "What are you looking for?" He said, "I am looking for my brothers. Please tell me where they are pasturing the flock." Then the man said, "They have moved from here, for I heard them say, 'Let's go to Dothan.'" So Joseph went after his brothers and found them at Dothan. When they saw him from a distance, and before he came closer to them, they plotted against him to put him to death. They said to one another, "Here comes a dreamer. Now then, come, and let's kill him and throw him into one of the pits, and we will say, 'A vicious animal devoured him.' Then we will see what will become of his dreams." But Reuben heard this and rescued him out of their hands by saying, "Let's not take his life." Then Reuben said to them, "Shed no blood. Throw him into this pit that is in the wilderness, but do not lay a hand on him, so that later he might rescue him out of their hands to return him to his father." So it came about when Joseph reached his brothers that they stripped Joseph of his tunic, the multicolored tunic that was on him, and they took him and threw him into the pit. Now the pit was empty, without any water in it. Then they sat down to eat a meal. But as they raised their eyes and looked, behold, a caravan of Ishmaelites were coming from Gilead, with their camels carrying labdanum, resin, balsam, and myrrh, on their way to bring them down to Egypt. And Judah said to his brothers, what profit is it for us to kill our brother and cover up his blood? Come and let's sell him to the Ishmaelites and not lay our hands on him, for he is our brother, our own flesh. And his brothers listened to him. Then some Midianite traders passed by, so they pulled him out and lifted Joseph out of the pit and sold him to the Ishmaelites for 20 shekels of silver. So they brought Joseph into Egypt. Now Reuben returned to the pit, and behold, Joseph was not in the pit. So he tore his garments. He returned to his brothers and said, the boy is not there. As for me, where am I to go? So they took Joseph's tunic and slaughtered a male goat and dipped the tunic in blood. And they sent the multicolored tunic and brought it to their father and said, we found this. Please examine it to see whether it's your son's tunic or not. Then he examined it and said, it is my son's tunic. A vicious animal has devoured him. Joseph has surely been torn to pieces. So Jacob tore his clothes and put on a sackcloth undergarment over his waist and mourned for his son many days. Then all his sons and all his daughters got up to comfort him, but he refused to be comforted. And he said, surely I will go down to Sheol in the morning for my son. So his father wept for him. Meanwhile, the Midianites sold him in Egypt to Potiphar, Pharaoh's officer, the captain of the bodyguard. Genesis chapter 38. And it came about at that time that Judah departed from his brothers, visited a certain Adullamite whose name was Hira. Judah saw there a daughter of a certain Canaanite whose name was Shua, and he took her as a wife and had relations with her. And she conceived and gave birth to a son, and he named him Then she conceived again and gave birth to a son, and she named him Onan. She gave birth to yet another son and named him Shelah. And it was at Shezib that she gave birth to him. Now Judah took a wife for his firstborn, and her name was Tamar. But Judah's firstborn, was evil in the sight of the Lord. So the Lord took his life. Then Judah said to Onan, have relations with your brother's wife and perform your duty as a brother-in-law to her, and raise up a child for your brother. Now Onan knew that the child would not be his. So when he had relations with his brother's wife, he wasted his seed on the ground, so that it would not give a child to his brother. But what he did was displeasing in the sight of the Lord. So he took his life also. So the Lord took his life also. Then Judah said to his daughter-in-law Tamar, remain a widow in your father's house until my son Shelah grows up. For he thought, I'm afraid that he too may die like his brothers. So Tamar went and lived in her father's house. Now after a considerable time, Shua's daughter, the wife of Judah, died. And when the time of mourning was ended, Judah went up to his sheep shearers at Timnah, he and his friend Hira the Adullamite. And Tamar was told, behold, your father-in-law is going up to Timnah to shear his sheep. So she removed her widow's garments and covered herself with a veil, and wrapped herself and sat in the gateway of Enaim, which is on the road to Timnah, for she saw that Shelah had grown up and she had not been given to him as a wife. When Judah saw her, he assumed she was a prostitute, for she had covered her face. So he turned aside to her by the road and said, here now, let me have relations with you, for he did not know that she was his daughter-in-law. And she said, what will you give me that you may have relations with me? He said, therefore, I will send you a young goat from the flock. She then said, will you give a pledge until you send it? He said, what pledge shall I give you? And she said, your seal and your cord and your staff that is in your hand. So he gave them to her, and he had relations with her. And she conceived by him. Then she got up and departed, and removed her veil, and put on her widow's garment. When Judah sent the young goat by his friend the Adullamite to receive the pledge from the woman's hand, he did not find her. He asked the people of her place, saying, where is the temple prostitute who was by the road of Enaim? But they said, there has been no temple prostitute here. So he returned to Judah and said, I did not find her. And furthermore, the people of the place said, there has been no temple prostitute here. Then Judah said, let her keep them, otherwise we'll become a laughing stock. After all, I sent this young goat, but you did not find her. It was about 3 months later that Judah was informed, your daughter-in-law Tamar has prostituted herself, and behold, she is also pregnant by prostitution. Then Judah said, bring her out and have her burnt. It was while she was being brought out that she sent word to her father-in-law, saying, I am pregnant by the man to whom these things belong. She also said, please examine and see whose signet ring and cords and staff are these. And Judah recognized them and said, she is more righteous than I, since I did not give her to my son Shelah, and he did not have relations with her again. It came about at the time she was given birth, that behold, there were twins in her womb. Moreover, it took place while she was giving birth, that one baby put out a hand, and the midwife took and tied a scarlet thread on his hand, saying, this one came out first. But it came about as he drew back his hand that behold, his brother came out. Then she said, what a breach you have made for yourself. So he was named Perez. Afterward, his brother came out who had the scarlet thread on his hand, and he was named Zerah. Okay, so that is our reading for today. So in chapter 37, we meet Joseph, and he's a favorite son, right? At only 17 years old, right? And he has a dream that his brothers and family would one day bow down to him. And this, of course, gets his brothers jealous, right? And the brothers plan to kill him, but somehow ended up throwing him into a pit and selling him into slavery at the suggestion of Judah. Now, the story briefly pauses here in chapter 38. It tells the account of Jacob's sons, Judah, and his daughter-in-law, Tamar, right? And Judah is one of Jacob's sons, and he plays a central role in this narrative, right? In a moment of weakness, he departs from his family and he marries a Canaanite woman, which leads to the birth of three sons, Onan, and Shelah, right? However, the story takes a turn as God takes the lives of and Onan due to their wickedness. And in the aftermath of this tragedy, we see Tamar, the widow of she finds herself in a very precarious situation, right? Because according to custom, she was to be given in marriage to the next son, right? But that is not what happens, right? She's not given in marriage to the next son because Judah fears the loss of yet another son. So he withholds Shelah from her. And we see Tamar, she's driven by desperation, so she takes matters into her own hands and she disguises herself as a prostitute to seduce Judah. Now, in the midst of the seemingly scandalous turn of events, we witness the unfolding of God's redemptive plan. Tamar's actions, though unconventional, leads to the continuation of the family line, which eventually brings forth Perez, an ancestor of King David, and ultimately Jesus Christ. Now, this story reminds us that God can work through the brokenness of our lives to bring about his purposes. It doesn't condone sin or deception, but it reveals the depth of God's grace in the face of our human failures, that even in the midst of Judah's mistakes and Tamar's unconventional actions, God's plan prevails. And that is our reading for today, Genesis 36 to 38. I hope you'll join us again tomorrow for our Bible in a Year reading plan, where we'll further dive into the book of Genesis as we move on to chapters 39 to 41.